Compression Drums 1. So we're going to start compressing individual tracks now. We're going to start with our drums. So first of all, what we're going to do is we don't really need all of these auxiliaries up here right now because we're not going to be dealing with reverb for a while. So we're going to go ahead and go down and just kind of hide our sends A through E and sends F through J. And so now we just have our inserts up here because that's what we're going to be dealing with our compressors and our dynamics plugins. So we're going to start with the drums. So I'm going to start by soloing the kick drum. And there it is. We've got our whole mix going there. Okay. And we're going to start by adding the Compressor Limiter Dynamics 3 plugin here in Pro Tools. We're just going to use the basic plugin to start off with and see how that works with it, because it's really a functional plugin and such, and you're kind of getting familiar with the controls here. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to start by lowering the attack, making a quick attack, lowering the threshold, and you'll notice that what has happened is our kick drum, because of the quick attack, the heavy threshold, we've kind of killed the attack, the whap, the punch of the drum. And so usually when you're working with drums and compression here, you don't do a quick attack like this, because what happens is it really kills the punchiness of the drum. Now maybe you do want to have a really boomy kick drum and you recorded one that was really punchy sounding. You can actually take and use your compressor to adjust the sound of the kick drum by doing something like this, doing a quick attack and kind of getting rid of that punchiness of the drum if you want to have a big woofing kick drum. But we don't want that in this song, and most of the time you want some kind of punchy drums. So the general rule with drums is to have long attack and a short release. And so watch what happens as I raise this up. Notice how you start to hear that punch. Okay, that punch comes through, and we can lower our gain back down. We're going to turn up our track here a little bit so we can hear better the adjustments that are occurring. So we're going to adjust our attack to the point where we can still hear some of that punch, but what's happening is we're clamping down on the ringy part of the drum, the decay of the drum. And so by doing that, you accentuate the punch, the transient of the drum, and make it sound more punchy. And so we're going to adjust this attack to the point where our drum is sounding punchy and where we like it. Okay, and then our release, what we're going to do is adjust the release to the point where the drum kind of releases, the compressor releases and the drum comes back up, and that release time is in tempo with the song. So it's almost like a 16th note after the drum hits, the compressor releases, and we hear this kind of breathing sound. That's what they mean when drums are breathing. And that can be a 32nd note, 16th notes. It's just kind of adjusting it so it's in tempo with the song. Okay, we don't want our threshold to be too low, but we might need to lower it down so we can hear what we're adjusting, and then we can ease it back off to get our compressor adjusted to where we want it to be. Okay, and the biggest thing we need to remember when we're soloing our tracks is to listen to what we've done in the whole mix, and also with the drums to listen with the rest of the drums. So we want to make sure that the adjustments we make on those individual tracks help out the entire mix. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we've got kind of a compression setting we like on our drums, on our kick drum. So we're just going to hold the Option key and copy this over to our snare drum, and we'll kind of use that as a starting off point. And what we're going to do is keep these attack and release settings, and we'll have to adjust some of the other, but we'll be able to have a similar kind of compression effect on all of our drums. So we can be a little bit more brutal with our threshold here and our makeup gain. So if we bypass it, you can hear a little bit of adjustment there, what's happening to it. Raise that up a little bit. Giving a little bit more body to that snare drum. Okay, so at this point we're going to stop and take a break for a second, and we're going to continue talking about compression in our next video and continue working on our drums.